training camp season. Let's get it. Cowboy Nation, be sure to smash that like button. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Let's get it. Come on. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Let's get it. Let me know if I'm live. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me know. Let's go. There's the room fill in. Be sure to understand. One day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick, we stack these things together for the stormy weather. Let's go. We ready, and we rocking, baby. Come on. They really say, ain't no party like a Cowboys party. What about a training camp news and notes plus dry powder? We got the dry powder over here. Come on. Jarwin Jones. Let's get it. Mama said there'll be days just like this one. Yeah. Mama's right. What's up, everybody? As the room fill up, let me know if the audio's straight. You know, in an unknown area, we still got to get the information out, right? Come on. Let's go. Can't stop a tank with no K. Shout out to all of the HBOs, the SGs that's in the house. Appreciate you guys so much. Gotta use this one then. Since that one don't want to pop up. Let's go. This thing is getting very, very annoying here. I'm trying to set this up. But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. What's up, everybody? Yeah. Come on. Practice don't start until 11 o'clock California time for your mind. All right, let's go. Come on. They really say ain't no party like a Cowboy party. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. As soon as I figure out how to turn my music off, appreciate y'all. Here we go. Man, it's different. It's different doing it without a mixer, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. At least I got some intro music going in while I was setting up everything. I hope all is well with you all. I thank those who reached out. I thank those who support the nation. I thank those who just grinded with us, man. We've been on this journey since the San Francisco game to try to put pieces and places and things back together, right? And yes, we are letting them hang, Jared. And shout out to you from the 214, JR. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. The Dallas Cowboys had their first opening presser yesterday. And what was mentioned, getting right to it, by the way, which was mentioned is that we're saving the money for this season for next season. And it's one of those things where I look at it like you only say those things when your future is secured. You only say those things when you're not worried about being fired. You only say those things when you look at it and say to yourself, ain't nobody going to move me out of this spot. I can literally say that I'm saving every coin that I have for the 2026 season. And we'll be at the mercy seat of the Jones family. It's bad enough when you got a person that's above you that can't be fired. But what about two? What about two, huh? You got Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. You got two. They can't be fired. They outlaws. Outlaws, baby. So you can't get rid of them even if you wanted to. So what we got to do now is hope. We got to hope that they are right. And so far, we can't give them an F grade on that. We can't. 12-5 last year. The Jets would dream to be 12-5 right about now, right? Right? There are some teams that will look at it and say, man, if the Browns went 12-5, they would have a parade all down the streets of Ohio, right? Wherever they at. So the Cowboys, 12-5 is now the floor. It's the floor. It's not even nothing to really brag about, but 12-5 is the floor. They got Mike McCarthy back against the wall. And with that being said, we don't care. We just want the results, right? Shout out to you, Eric, man. Appreciate you. How everyone going? Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Practice will be today. I will try to be there somewhere in between the time frame. I got a meeting that I have to attend, and it'll be right before practice. So it just give or take of how long that meeting lasts, and then I will scoot to practice, and I'll try to give you guys my thoughts, my insights to it. For what I know, first practice always a big crowd, right? Always a lot of people. Not a lot of stuff that will be given out to the people because it's really a pad-less practice, the first one. The real practice, so save your coins, Cowboy Nation, those who trying to get out here, the real practice will occur, I would say August the 1st when they put those pads on, when the heated mindset of saying, okay, I need to take this bone away from him, right? That will be the real practice. Shout out to you, Swain. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Thank you for jumping in. Shout out to you, Antone. Appreciate you, Antonio. All right, so with that being said, earlier this morning, they got a chance to talk to Tony Pollard, and then what we're going to do is go over the Tony Pollard situation and scenario, and then we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the aspect of the Jones family and the other news and information that's around the world with these Dallas Cowboys. And I know that you guys, y'all don't like the Cowboys. Y'all love them, right? Let's listen.
The Cowboys, and 8 yards a catch, 28 yards a kickoff return last year, including a 100-yarder for a touchdown.
Let me know if y'all can hear that.
Pollard. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for waking up. This is kind of the tough draw when you say, yeah, you want to go off the morning guys. So we appreciate you waking up and going on with us. Do you get the sense, because it's been talked about so much this offseason with fans and media, that this is going to be the season where Tony Pollard gets his touches?
Kind of. I feel like it's around that time. I've been here for a long time. Seen the ins and outs, seen how things work. Pay my dues. So, yeah, I can see that coming.
What is your current size, height and weight?
Right now I'm like 212, 6 foot.
So I think that's pretty good size for an NFL running back. I remember when you came out of college, we had the discussion a lot on this station in this town. People had this discussion about whether you could handle a big workload. And I always thought, well, he's not small. I mean, 6 foot, 210, that's pretty good. I remember for a long time, Cowboy fans, Tony Dorsett was 5'11", 190 and got 250 carries every year. So your size isn't an inhibiting factor in getting a lot of carries, is it?
Nah, I mean, I'm just waiting on my moment. Pretty much, I'm ready to go whenever my number's called.
Like you could handle 400 carries a year, 500 carries a year, Earl Campbell stuff.
That's a bit much, but I'm up for it.
We talk about the running back position so much, and in high school you were just a receiver and defensive back, and then Memphis used you at running back and receiver. I know you can't tell us everything, but is there a chance that you'll be flanked out a little bit more this year, play the slot receiver position?
Yeah, just pretty much expecting to be on the field a lot more this year. You know, trying to get me and Zeke involved on the field at the same time. So, we have to make that work.
Do you like it when you're in the game at the same time with Zeke? That seems like really a problem for a defense.
Yeah, yes, sir.
See, since he is bigger and thicker than you, he'd be a great blocking fullback for you. Maybe they could just make that adjustment where you're the running back and Zeke just blocks for you. You think he'd like that?
I mean, we got a few plays like that, but I don't know if he would just – I don't know about strictly fullback.
All right, so that's from 1310 The Ticket. They interviewing Tony Pollard out there at Oxnard or what have you, right down the street. And one of the things that I can tell you guys right now that he said that they do have a few plays like that. They do have a few plays where Ezekiel Elliott line up at the a fullback role or what have you. Those are things that I would like for the Cowboys to do more of. Not saying that Ezekiel Elliott should be the fullback, but I think that the offense need to put more stress. Let me repeat. I think the offense should put more stress on the opposing teams by lining up uniquely in the backfield to maybe manipulate defense, get that safety outside. Get that safety down inside the box so that there can be one-on-ones to the outside. So I really think that the Cowboys heading into the fourth season with Kellen Moore, that they should be more creative. I think that we was ranked 24 or 25th in red zone efficiency last season. We need to increase that number. We need to be better in those spots on the field. We truly do. We truly do need to be better in those situations and moments. Let's listen to more what they have to say. And, hey, just a housekeeping rule. Just be courteous of the chat community. I don't want to boot anybody, but my mods will. Just be courteous of the chat community. Be kind to each other. If you want to talk some trash, touch on it a little bit, but then jump off of it. But let's not consistently put emojis and all of that other stuff in there. And I don't mind, you guys talking amongst each other. But long as it's not personal attacks or 4 or 5 paragraphs out there, then we can get things working and moving. Just keep in mind that we're syndicated on multiple platforms, and some platforms are PG-13, if you know what I mean. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate you guys.
What's your relationship like with him? Are you guys pretty close?
Yeah, I mean, that's like a brother to me. Ever since I've been here, he took me under his wing, showed me the way how things go, what to do, what not to do, and then I just kind of just got into my own routine from there.
Cowboys running back Tony Pollard with us here on the ticket. As George mentioned, you've got a lot of experience catching the ball as well, especially in college, and been used that way here in the pros. What gets you more excited in the huddle, when your number is called for a straight run or when your number is called for a pass play?
Run.
Honestly, I may say a run because that comes more natural to me. I've been playing running back since Little League, so I feel like everything at running back for me is second nature. I've been playing receiver for a long time in my career too, but that was like my secondary position. So naturally, I'm just better at running back, if you ask me.
We mentioned your prowess as a returner because you will be and have been so valuable to the offense. Is that always a question, how much they want to put you back there, or are you looking forward to another year where you're going to return a lot of kicks?
I'm pretty much looking forward to wherever I can handle. With my increased role on offense, if I may be tired on one series coming up, then I may let someone else do it. But for the most part, I think I'll be back there. What
is that like when you catch it at the 5 and you look upfield and you've got 11 missiles headed at you?
It's like a ball of adrenaline. You got to be fearless to be back there because you're going to get hit, and you got to trust your guys up there and trust that they're going to do their job, trust that they're going to make their blocks, and then you just got to trust the scheme and the game plan all week and just make it work.
What was your off season like? Did you do anything fun? Were you bearing down training, just getting ready for your job? What was it like?
My off season was pretty chill. I went back home for about 2 weeks, seen family, chilled for a little minute, came back to Dallas for the most part, and I was working.
Back to Memphis?
Yep.
So you grew up in Memphis. We were just talking with you off the air. Did you grow up a Grizzlies fan, I take it?
Yeah, definitely.
big John Morant guy.
Yes, sir.
So Grizzlies, Mavericks, are you true to the hometown team?
If we played each other, I have to go with the Grizzlies. But when I'm in Dallas, I like the Mavericks.
Okay, good. And we were talking about Memphis barbecue. You also kind of give Memphis the edge there over Dallas, right, with the barbecue?
Yeah, I have to go with my hometown for that one.
What?
Not
You're on in
down,
Dallas
not down
right
in
now.
Dallas. I'm not down in it. 'Cause very close second, but I feel like I'll be
Shout out to Memphis.
doing my home wrong. Can't do
Okay.
that.
So is the biggest difference between Texas barbecue or what you may taste in Dallas and Memphis, it's the sauce, right? Is it more sweet in Tennessee, or what do you tell me? What's the difference?
I'm not really an expert, but I would say, yeah, it's a different flavor and, the different parts of the town that you're in. Memphis may be a little bit more sweet, on the sweeter side. I don't know how to describe Texas flavor, but it's a different taste, but it's just as good.
Are we more obsessed with the spice, you think, in Texas and the jalapeno?
Texas got more of a spice. Memphis barbecue, like he said, is a little sweeter though, But shout out to Sweet Baby Ray's, and shout out to the dry rub community, and shout out to the dry powder community too, man. We flipped it over and started talking about barbecue, but you need some salt. Laugh out loud, yeah. So and then Tennessee, yeah. Shout out to you, Mickey. And then some people baste it with mustard and stuff like that. So it depending on your flavor, your funk, or what have you. I posted the clip to the interview. You can pretty much watch the full interview there. Shout out to 1310 The Ticket. Those boys are doing a heck of a job. And T Smooth says Sweet Baby Ray for sure. Yeah. Shout out to the Sweet Baby Ray community. But Cowboy Nation, let's get back to the football sides of it. Here's the thing with Tony Pollard, and someone asked, will the Cowboys go back to utilizing a fullback? I think they utilized the fullback in certain moments last year when you start looking at Connor McGovern, how they utilized him in the backfield, and in certain moments he was workable. He was useful. And then when he got promoted to be the left guard because of the penalties from Connor Williams, we saw a regress in his skill set or style of play, because I truly believe, and this is just my thoughts right here, Cowboy Nation, I truly believe if you continue to work on one thing and be master of that, then you are better at that you worked on. Connor McGovern, he never played at left guard before, right? But by his ongoing skill set of playing fullback, and of course when he was inserted in for that one game at right guard, it gave him a promotion to be at that left guard spot, or a chance to see him at that left guard spot. Not necessarily we saw just boo-boo or horrible play out of him. We saw a lot of inexperienced play, and those are two different things. So in his training camp heading into this season, 2022 season, from what I was told, is that Connor McGovern will get more and more opportunities, more and more reps at that left guard spot, and that will be the battleship of Tyler Smith versus Connor McGovern. And if I'm a betting man, I would say the youth, Tyler Smith, should beat out Connor McGovern at that spot. Now, hear me out. Connor McGovern should look at that and say, well, I'm not finna fold up like a wallet or a lawn chair. I'm about to put everything in and get it going and fight for that spot. Yeah, exactly. Bob Heck says naturally he is a right guard. You are right, Bob, so that is what it is. So if Dak chokes again, are they going to blame the receivers? This is from Kiko. Dak Prescott in the San Francisco game, he did throw an interception. That was by far a play that I wish that he can take back or what have you, and just play the field, kick the doggone punt kick, and make sure that we make it difficult for the 49ers to drive it down the field to score again, right? A majority of the 49ers points came in the first quarter, in the second quarter. So first and second quarter. I don't look at that necessarily being a guy that choked, believe it or not. I look at it necessarily as that's just the flow of the game. Think about this. When you start, when people start looking at other teams in the playoffs, their star quarterback still throw interceptions. Their defense still make plays. It takes a complete team, not the individual. And you can't really go back into the game and say, well, he threw 4 interceptions or he threw 3 interceptions. 1, right? So it's the way how you look at it. That's how I perceive it, you know. But the Cowboys team collectively could have played better. They should have went back to what was working with utilizing Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, right? They should have utilized more and more things as a weapon versus the latter. So that's how I look at it. And 14 penalties, it's a lot of penalties. But you are only known from the last game you played, right? And Cowboys, hopefully, of what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones said, basically that everything is okay. What he said?
In free agency, we feel comfortable that we've helped this team. And, you know, not unlike Jerry, I feel great about our football team. We feel like we got a good draft.
So he said he feel great about his football team. That was Stephen Jones just the other day. And what I can tell you, he kind of misspoke, and I'm not going to hold his feet to the fire about that. But he said he feel good about this team. What is a feel-good moment? Put it like this. Let's do this, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate everybody for jumping in. It is 8:46 where I'm at. Been live for 21 minutes. Give me 1 second here. Let's do this right quick. Bear with me. We're going to do this. And bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where are you? Building the plane while it's in the air. Bear with me. It's going to be good. Just bear with me. Hold on right quick, Cowboy Nation. Give me T-minus 2 minutes.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted. All right, Cowboy Nation. Got the phone line for your mind up. Please give me a call. We're going to set it right, baby. Give me a call on the hotline for your mind as we set this up. I really appreciate everybody for jumping in and tuning in to the nation.
Really do, really do, really do, really do, really do, really do. The name is Law Nation. Be sure to smash that like button. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Somebody do me a huge favor. Post the number in the chat so I can pin it to the top of the screen. If you guys got the number, post it to the chat so I can pin it to the top of the screen there. As we do this, building the plane while it's in the air. Y'all know how this thing goes. Post the number in the top of the screen there, and we will get things rocking from here. I got let me see if we can get it in. Coach Marv, let me know if you hear me.
What up?
No, this is MJ, man. What's up, man? I thought you were coach, man. What's good?
What's the word, family?
Nothing
You
much,
ready?
man. I'm in your neck of the woods, man. Drove up through Santa Monica, man, and went through Ventura. Now I'm over here in Oxnard, man. What's good with you, man?
Oh man, how you liking it out there?
Man, it's a pleasure, man. It's pretty good. They got nice little eateries and things like that. So far, it's been good. Waiting for practice to kick off, and a few. But what's going on with you, Marv? MJ.
Man,
I'm calling you Marv, but that is your name though, Marv, though, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What's good though with you, man?
Marvin been Israel. That's what I say. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all ready? The camp. What day y'all start practice tomorrow?
No, they practice today. Well, I would tell most people if you really want to have like the full experience, when you really want to see something, you wait for pads day. But if you just want to mix and mingle with everyone, come on out today, man.
Yeah, I might come out there. I might come to Friday.
Friday, okay.
Cause that's the day I ain't really gotta work.
Okay.
Do hard work today in the bar, and then Friday I'm gonna drive out there. Ain't nothing but a 35, 40-minute drive.
No doubt.
And come see y'all. Come say what's up to you. I hit you on your Instagram. I gave you my number.
Okay. I'm going to jump in there when we get off, and then I'm going to store and save your number down in there. And we can do some things from there. But what you got for this episode, fam? What talk to me, man?
Oh, man, yesterday I saw y'all a take, and I was like, y'all was talking some real good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not, like I say, I don't really get mad at the owners because I've been 27 years.
Right.
I've been ever since I was a baby. So, like I said, the only key to me, I'm like you, man. I'm always go for the young boys, because I think y'all got to remember, we might get mad, but the Cowboys, I think they're going back to their old ways. They're going because New England stole their blueprint, and that's why New England come back into the Super Bowl with that quarterback and young players. And the Cowboys doing the same thing. That guy really don't want to spend no money on the old players. He's going to wait and see how them young boys, like he's supposed to. Let me see my linebackers, like you said, the linebackers. He's trying to see, can them linebackers play? I'm not worried about the DBs. The DB's going to show up. Ain't nothing but speed, 4-4-4-3. I'm not worried about that. He worried about the linebacker, and he want to see what them young tackles do.
Right.
Be
one of the guys on the defensive side, I'm looking at D-Ron Bland. He's going to be wearing number 30 for those who don't know. Also, we're going to be paying attention to Isaac Taylor Stewart.
Yep.
Stewart Taylor Isaac.
31.
31. And then we got to be looking at Bell.
The safety.
Marquise.
The forerunner, 4-3.
You talking about Tyler Coyle.
Yeah, Tyler Coyle. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, Law. And your boy, you did that. I said, remember that day I called? I said, man, Law, you did a special in that Kentucky corner that ran a 4-3-4. The 6'2", 6'3 guy.
Mosley.
And he's a top gunner. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Steven, it ain't about the coaches. That guy, I draft people, and Will McClay.
McClay,
Them
yeah.
guys know what they know how to draft. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of them other teams, the Redskins, Giants, and Philly is going to poach the players that we don't make. That's why if y'all don't see a player that don't play, the Cowboys trying to hide him. They can't play. Some of the players say, man, he's too good. And then, you see what I'm saying? Because just say the corners, say my corners playing now,
Mm-hmm.
and them young boys just right with them, but they say, we going to go with the veterans, but we can't play these young boys because some other guys going to poach them. And they let the boys know, we're going to keep y'all on the team, we're going to cut you, but we're going to bring you back on the practice squad. Them young boys, okay, yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because they play them, and them young boys play better than the old guys, and then you make a mistake, then we can have like what happened when Jimmy Smith, when we caught Jimmy Smith, and then Jimmy Smith had over 10,000 yards for the
Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to Jackson State, man. That's Jimmy Smith.
We can't do that, and that's what happened.
But to that degree, MJ, that there's always movers and shakers, and either you're going to try to go get the guys that you know that can take you over the hump, and when you reference, think about this, when you reference the Patriots, they still went out and got a Talib. They still went out and got a Darius, Revis. You know, those two cornerbacks, man, just amazing. They went out and got the other kid that's from South Carolina. My God, his name is the tip of my tongue.
Now, Reed was like Deion. Now I go get him too.
yeah. So either you go out there and grab a guy, or you sit back and say, okay, I'm gonna develop a guy. But there are times where you go and make things happen by going out there grabbing people that can help you get over the hump. And I truly believe defense is the key. And the Cowboys still need to keep developing that defense. And if we can move this defense from the 12th rank now down to the top 10s or the top 5s, then we are on the right pathway.
If we go top 5, and he got them playing like that Seattle defense, which I think they could be, they'll be faster than that Seattle defense. If they can get that low, now you got a chance to take even if your offense be sputtering, that's what happened with Seattle. That defense got him in the Super Bowl. That's how you get in the Super Bowl. That's why San Francisco we should have beat them. We called them the wrong play, but that's how they beat Green Bay. Because everybody was bragging on Green Bay, and he made Rodgers look like Rodgers played like he was like a Redskin quarterback. Oh, they made Rodgers look bad. You see what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
That's why I got to give your brother. I'm all I'm saying. Thank you, San Francisco. You woke them up. Because look what they say now. We was playing soft. Now they're going to try to knock your block out.
No doubt, man. Remember the playoff. That should be the slogan for all this season, man. I appreciate you so much for calling in, MJ.
All right, family. Hit me, text me, and I'll come see you on Friday.
No doubt, man. Friday. Salute, bro.
I do that. Yeah.
Good call from MJ, man. For those who out there who need to know the number, 657-390-7391. Need to figure out a way I can crop it in here, but 657-390-7391. I'm kind of like a fish out of water, right? With this platform, but I really appreciate you guys so much for being part of this episode. So with that being said, you still got to mix it. You can't just say, okay, we're going to only roll with the youth. We're only going to roll with the guys that's on the low ends of things. I think that the Cowboys really need to go out there and still will and deal for maybe one or two guys. Now, granted, now is the time to see what you got, though. That's the only thing. We literally got to see what we got now because we waited. Most of the people that you would think that you would bring in before training camp are all gone. They're gone. Now, of course, you still, Sue is out there. Right? Who else is out there that you guys been talking about? Barr is out there. But we got to see what we got now with the guys that we have on the table. Ain't this right, Scott? And let me see what we got. John Machota. He said something. Hold on. Bear with me. because they got some news that's popping up on my feed. And he says, no surprises here. The Cowboys are placing wide receiver Michael Gallup knee on the PUP list this training camp. Rookie Damone Clark is being placed on non-football injury list. So those two guys will be placed on those lists there. We all knew that, right? We knew, like, the best case scenario for Gallup would be us seeing Gallup around December-ish, right? Just being honest. Gallup situation was a futures deal. Damone Clark, in my opinion, the best time to see Damone Clark would be next year. Red shirt him and just look for next year. Don't try to force it. Don't try to squeeze it. And let's just wait for next year for him. All right, we got the 972. What's new?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you live.
All right. Yeah, I've got a couple points about the Cowboys. Watching some of the games, the first 8 games, or when they were playing really, really well, if you really looked at it on the whole, they didn't get a whole lot of. I mean, and I didn't realize this, that Amari Cooper had in 10 games had less than 3 receptions last year. Mm-hmm. So they were very successful outside of wide receiver production. And I hate to say it, but I think this is all going to go down to basically how well Zeke does, how well he runs the ball, how well they can block to the offensive line. And I'm wondering if the Cowboys, or if the brass are looking at that and saying, you know, we had a really good offense when we were blocking, we were running the ball, and we were balanced, and it wasn't so, you know, wide receiver centric. So I really wonder if, you know, they have some tough games, you know, Tampa and Cincinnati at home. But, man, I tell you, if they can correct the line and, you know, and Zeke was hampered, if he's the Zeke of old and you got Pollard and you have Dak, maybe they can repeat that. What do you think?
That's a twofold question there because even in those games, we had Blake Jarwin. They utilized 12 look, and you're right. If the Cowboys go back to being balanced, then this team would be better. Along that stretch, I think I did some research on it. If I recall, the Cowboys were 4th in rushing, and up until that Denver's game. So if the Cowboys finish out 3rd or 4th in rushing this year completely, then I can clearly see that this team will be hitting it on the right cylinders with the aspect of Tyler Smith, with the aspect of Tyron Smith too, if he can stay healthy and getting back to that power football with 12 personnel. Look, that would flat out work. You may be onto something.
Like if you look at that, look at case in point. My case in point. Look at Game 3 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Mm-hmm. I know it was the. But both teams were 1-1 when they played. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they had the same record.
Right.
And they beat them. They scored 41 points. Now, of course, one of them was a pick 6 from Diggs. But if you look at how they looked and how balanced they were, they didn't have a whole lot from CeeDee Lamb. They didn't get a whole lot from Amari Cooper. It was mainly running the ball. Now, you talked about Blake Jarwin. It's the other tight end. The other tight end, I can't think of the name right now. That was really his main, you know, I think I saw him have 4 or 5 first downs in that game in the first half. They controlled the ball. And Micah Parsons had a breakout game because it was basically an ESPN game, and they just were talking about Micah the whole time because he had an amazing game.
Right.
So you get their defense. And if they can do something with the offensive line, because it's a mystery about why they disappeared. I don't know if it was because of Collins, if it was because of whatever. I mean, you had Dak that had an injury, had the calf injury that had to affect him. Right. You know, was injured after the Carolina game. I know it's a lot of ifs and buts, but man, I'm telling you, I just really, I'm wondering if people are underestimating the Cowboys this year.
I hope they are, and they need to continue to do that. I just pulled up the box score on that game, and Schultz was the leading receiver in that game against the Eagles. The score was ended up being 21-41. So yeah, you use power football, get back to that, and everything else will work its way out. I truly believe that this is what it was. 17 rushes for Ezekiel Elliott for 95 yards. He averaged 5.6 yards per tote and got 2 touchdowns. You're right. And then Tony Pollard, 11 carries for 60 yards, and he averaged 5.5. So if you get back to that and that balanced approach, giving both guys opportunities to run the ball, and you will see lopsided scores because it does 2 things. It makes your defense fresh, and then on top of that, it helps out with your TOP, to keep away. So I do like that.
See, and when I think about Amari Cooper, I mean, he was great, okay? Especially when they had the receiver by committee and they weren't doing crap, and he came there and lit it up, and Dak and him got together. But I don't know if there was a lot of chemistry between Dak and Cooper last year with the COVID and, some of the stuff, with not being vaccinated. I don't know if that came into play, but he wasn't – they had a really good year, but he wasn't a big part of it. If you really look at it, Cooper was not, and you can't. But then you could say, "Oh, he's the threat." But no, I really don't think that. I mean, because, and this is where who knows? CeeDee Lamb could excel, but maybe he doesn't have to because, again, guys, if they can run the ball, if they can block, if they can fix their offensive line, then I wonder if they can repeat the success of last year because they were successful the first part of the season, and then something happened after,
Yes,
and I think that the coaches are really banking on the fact they're going to capture that, and when they capture it, they're not going to have distractions. They're going to, and hopefully, the new tackle Smith is going to come through, and hopefully, and if who's the other dude, the guy on the left tackle, if he can stay healthy, then it's like. Then maybe they can repeat the success. And I'm telling you this: if they beat Tampa Bay at home, they're going to have a lot of confidence going into the Cincy game. And if they beat Cincy, if they're 2-0, they're going to fly really high. But in the same sense, if they're 0-2, their next game is against the Giants. You talk about a hot seat. Mr. McCarthy's his seat's going to be really hot if they go 0-2.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you. What's your name again, fam?
James.
James. I thank you so much, James. Thank you for calling in, James.
Thank you, sir.
That's a good call from him, and great conversation right there, Cowboy Nation. I get it. I think Akeem or someone said, hey, we said the same thing last year. And he was when you go back to this game, what created the 3 receptions for 66 yards for CeeDee Lamb and 3 targets, right? He didn't drop a pass in that game. The running attack. They used play action. Who remember he caught that deep pass? It was literally 44 yards. And that all occurred because of the run. When you have the ability to run the ball, don't look for – put it like this. This is the best way to say this. Dak Prescott he was 21 for 26. Remember that magical number I was telling everyone about? Like, I want Dak Prescott to be anywhere between 20 and 25 attempts, right? So he was 21 for 26 for 238 yards. What if I told you that Jalen Hurts threw for more yards, right? And on the stat sheet, Jalen Hurts, if you were to just look at only the stats, you would say, man, he was throwing it all over the Cowboys. But he was 25 for 39 for 326 yards. You guys remember when everyone was saying that, hey, can your quarterback throw for more than 300 yards? The quarterback need to throw for more than 300 yards. I was sitting there like, no. When Russell Wilson won the Super Bowl, his average yards per game was 189. That's Russell Wilson. But he had the LOB. He never won the Super Bowl while since he been elite. It's more to it by balanced approach, run the ball, create those play action plays, whereas that safety, he come down inside the box to stop the run, and now you have your one-on-ones. It's regardless. I don't care if you take Jerry Rice and Randy Moss off the field, right? But if they can't stop the run, it don't matter who wide receiver you have out there, because they're going to try to load the box to do such. And then you have one-on-one favorable looks. I think that CeeDee Lamb can flourish at that. Jalen Hurts, 326 yards, average 8.4 yards per throw, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 2 times, pressured 23 times, I believe, from what I can see out of that stat there. He lost 23 yards. I apologize. And he threw a 10.1 QBR. So that's what you want to do. You want to be able to control the game by physicality. And at the time, the Eagles were, I believe, it was still early in the season, but they were top 10 or top 5 in rush defense. So I truly believe that this team, if they get back to saying, okay, let's stop being cute, let's utilize the running a game to open up the pass. And I think that would be a better avenue for Dak Prescott, believe it or not. And there's no shade at Dak. I think that Dak Prescott, in a given situation, if you needed him to throw for 450 yards, he can do such, right? We've seen it happen before. But I want Dak Prescott anywhere between these numbers right here, Cowboy Nation. 21 to 26 attempts, 25 at the most, basically, and give that balanced approach. And if you look back at this, Jarwin was still playing. He had 2 receptions for 14 yards. It may be small, but that accounts for where your defense will be aligned at, But when you started to erase Jarwin out of the situation and only had Schultz, you lose probably a third of your playbook, and that's what happened. The hotline for your mind is 657-390-7391. That's the hotline for your mind. And if you want to change my mind, please try to do so. All right, we have another caller from the 972. You're live.
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it. Talk to me.
Hey, man, I just want to know, because, I'm out here in Dallas. What's it like being at a Oxnard camp with the Cowboys? Because I've never been there before.
Are you planning to come this year?
No, I can't make it this year.
Okay.
I got to.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, first and foremost, the Oxnard experience, the weather is nice, right? It's 67 degrees out here. Versus being at 105, 106, and I think it will peak out at 72 degrees today. So that's one experience that will be different between Texas and California. Another thing would be the traffic is thick traffic. So to get to point A to point B, it'll take you a time. Oxnard is a developing city. It's not a complete city, so you'll see a lot of constructions. But they got a good eateries. Okay. They got a lot of plazas outside of the areas that you can go to and grab a bite to eat. And they got the beach, literally right down the road there, where you can just go to the beach, where it's 10 to 15 minutes away from the workout area. And I was trying to tell people, a lot of people banging on the table said, "Law, why don't they practice in Dallas like this? They got an indoor facility and an outdoor facility." Well, this facility is embodied with 4 football fields all at one. And I think I got it on the thumbnail here. Well, you can't see it really good on this thumbnail. But I'll make sure when I go out there today to show you guys. It got literally 4 football fields, and it got a dugout, or pretty much the battle room where they can hit the sledge or what have you. Attached to it. So it's an open environment. You got more players on this team now than what you will have when they start cut days, right? So when the team gets smaller, you can have a lot of things back in Frisco. But for right now, they're going to break these teams down into groups, and they're going to get at it. It's time to evaluate. There's zero excuses for any of these guys to say, hey, I'm too hot. Well, tough luck. We try to make it. If you want to make this team, make it happen.
Exactly.
right. I'm like, but back in the days, you had to earn your water breaks. But I guess now, everybody is entitled to a water break. But did you earn your water break?
Yeah, like I had to earn it.
You got to earn it, man. But now, they don't practice like that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you. And there was one more person that I wanted to ask you about. Hey, what's that cat name, man, from last year on Hard Knocks? The lineman. I think his name was like Isaac Alacorn.
Yeah, Alacorn.
Yeah.
Alacorn. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with him, man? Like, do you think he has a shot to be at least a backup or what?
I mean, this would be his cry right now to pick up the offensive playbook some more and continue to pancake. He said he liked pancakes. Continue to pancakes, but it's a long shot for him. He's very raw. So if they can stash him for another year, they probably will. But given the opportunity, he got to outshine Ball. He got to outshine Matt Waletzko, who's just a little bit more polished than him. So I'm rooting for the kid, but realistically, he may not make the team.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I got to get back to it. I will be listening. And you did say that you was going to go out there and be live with it.
Yeah, if not live, depending on the connection, you guys will see some breakdown of what happened today.
That's all I'm looking for, hey man. Like I really do appreciate you for everything, and hey, Law Nation, stand up.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that, bro. Yes, indeed, good call from him, from the 972, and check out my other platforms, Cowboy Nation. YouTube may not allow me to go live because of the background noise and music. But on my other platforms, I may be live there, like on Instagram. They really don't care about the music that's going on in the background or what have you. Or I may be live on Twitter. So be sure to find and follow Law Nation on all outlets. I like the way Facebook do it. When you playing like third-party music on Facebook, they just mute it. They don't take the video down or anything or give you a strike. They just say, okay, some other artist claimed his music on your platform. We have muted the sound. I hope that, YouTube, if you're watching and listening, I hope that you guys kind of adopt that type of philosophy. Twitch does the same thing. Like if you live streaming somewhere and then Super Gremlin come on, Superstar, whatever comes on, or Doja Cat or something like that is playing in the background, they just mute it instead of just cutting it down, and striking you and all of these things. But, shout out to YouTube, though. I'm not fighting them, but I'm just saying that would be a better approach for the content creators. 540, you're live.
Hello?
Hey, you're live. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Law? This is Mickey Cox from the chat.
Hey, Mickey, what's good with you?
Hey, what's up, Law? Hey, I just wanted to give you a call. I try to watch the show all the time, and either whether I catch you live or not. But I see you finally out there in Cali. It's really got me excited for the season. All over again, really. So I just wanted to give you a call in, and just to let you know I love what you do. I've been a Cowboys fan, for a good while. My pops is a Cowboys fan, and it's crazy because of my brother. I got a brother out there in California, out there in San Diego. He a 49ers fan, so I try to catch you and your brother's show every now and then when y'all be going back and forth. So it kind of made me laugh too, because he actually became a 49ers fan because my pops was a Cowboys fan, so kind of his way of when he came up, not really in a bad way, trying to get back at him. He kind of became a 49ers fan, so they've been going back and forth for years.
For years, man. The 49ers been like, I was so confident that we were going to beat them too, because I think The last three times we beat them, right? It's like something came about that we beat them, and then all of a sudden I said, this playoff game is a home game. We about to get it. And then the opening drive, I was like.
And it was hard, because I'm sure, you had your brother around, your family. It was just hard taking that every time you feel good about how the game going. Here they go again, messing up. It's like, come on, you want to coach so bad through the TV, but it's like, they just doing Cowboy things again. So once again, we gotta wait, see how this year go. But like, I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm on the fence. I'm always, Cowboys down all day, every day.
Right.
But it's like sometimes I feel looking at the roster, like everyone looks for the big names. Do we have this person? Do we have that person? But I kind of look at it like, we kind of have that potential. We have the potential to go somewhere. We gotta, give these guys a chance, see what they can do. And I saw some people in the chat earlier saying, I think I saw Jay Lombardi saying, it's about the mentality, how they go win this year. And I kind of agree. It's like if everyone comes in on the same page and they wanna succeed, they gotta work together. They also not just working out in camp and in practice, but also getting that chemistry off the field. So
right.
Hey, if you playing side by side by somebody that you want to succeed with, that you want to do good with, hey. That only adds to the chemistry that they're gonna have on the field. So I just think that if we give these guys a chance to come out and show us what they got, I think it's hey, we got some people down, but hey, if we have the like you always say, the next man up, hey, if you do your job, hey, we'll be all right. We just got to go in and have a strong mentality and just just believe in ourselves.
Yeah, and I truly believe that, the star-studded guys give us an opportunity and a chance to win. Dak give us a chance to win. I do know that Jerry Jones said what he said, but he said, the reason why he got optimism is because of Dak. And I get it, It's been a long time, been 27 years of us being not in the Super Bowl or what have you, but Dak haven't been here for 27 years, right? So let's see how this thing can work out, man, for the 2022 season. And if we can get back to the run, everything will work its way out.
Exactly. Bring somebody in who maybe want to take the team on his back. And if you give this man a chance, like he said, if he feel like he's in the best shape of his life, is he lying? He can't lie on himself.
Right.
We just got to see what he can give us this year. And hey, if he can turn it around, then what do we have to say? All we can do is give this man the credit that if he comes through, we just got to give this man and everybody else, not just him. If they come through with a team effort, we got to give them that credit. We can't just say, oh, it was a one-time thing, or we got to see. If they start improving, like you said, even in the show the other night, in multiple shows, multiple final words, where we say, even Big Game James saying, hey, I'm not going to get excited to the postseason, and I feel that too. But I'm also like, hey, we also got to give them that encouragement. Say, hey, we're excited to see y'all winning, succeeding, and that also might give them the confidence to, to keep pushing through the season.
Man, confidence goes a long way, man. I appreciate you, Mickey, man, for calling in. Always a pleasure to listen to first-time callers, man. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate your time, Law. Thanks again. I'm going to keep my eye on you, almost 24/7. Whenever you come up, I'm going to try to catch you live, and I'm going to try to call in again whenever I get the chance. Thank you so much, Law. I appreciate it.
Most certainly. Give a round of applause to Mickey. From the 540, I really appreciate him, and I thank those who call in to the nation. And, you guys already know.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Yeah, man. I can't wait for this day to get started. That was a good call. Shout out to you, C. Nick. Hotline is what time I got? 9:23. Let's go. Let's keep going. Hotline is 657-390-7391. It's the hotline for your mind. Call in, spit your mind, or try to change my mind. However you want to do it. That is the hotline. And right now we're having a great time. And I got set up. I got 15 more minutes, Cowboy Nation, before that meeting get to going. And let's go. I got the hotline for your mind from the 919. 919, you live.
What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Man, why ain't we on the phone with Seattle yet trying to get DK in Dallas?
Oh, Did he report the camp? Did DK report?
I don't know, man. I don't know yet.
I heard Debo, he reported, so, that's a wash. I
don't think we have the run capability for Debo, though. I mean, we got Pollard out there, and we don't use them like we're supposed to.
Right. And I'm not saying that DK is better than Debo is better than DK, but I think that what the Seattle was going to look for, it's going to be crazy, right? They're going to want 2 first-round draft picks and a whole bunch of other things, whereas the Cowboys, from Stephen Jones, he said he got a lot of powder. He got a lot of dry powder for the future, and they are really high on Jalen Tolbert and T.J. Vasher. So the reason why now they haven't picked up their phone yet is because they got to see what these guys can do today, tomorrow, and the next following weeks. Now, if they look like what's on the bottom of most people's feet, they'll pick up the phone. They'll call somebody, even if it's Will Fuller.
Right. So I see something this morning also about Beasley said that he wouldn't mind a Dak reunion. I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but I'd welcome the Sauce back, no problem.
It will be the same flow. If they've realized that Ty Farfagel or Drummond really can't hold it down, then they're gonna pick up the phone and Jaquarii Roberson. But what they don't want to do, what if Jaquarii? Put it like this: what if Dennis, the wide receiver Dennis, I think his last name is Smith, what if he shows up and shows out, right? and looks like he's unstoppable, that they got for as far as the undrafted guy. So that's what they're waiting for. They waiting to see what they can get out of the guys that they have already. And then they'll pick up the phone for Cole Beasley if everything kind of washes over.
I feel you. Well, I appreciate it, Law. Glad that you incorporate us in this, man. I'm ready to see your training camp videos, man, and Dallas Cowboys for life.
Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for calling in, fam.
Later, man.
That's from the 919. But you guys get what I'm saying. I'm not dog. Like right now, we waited so late that we got to wait now. We got to wait to see what Dennis Houston. I'm sorry, I'm calling the man Smith. They let me know that Dennis Houston. Shout out to you, Big Sarge. Dennis Houston. Don't you know he's a 4.3, 4.4 guy, right? Think about this. We wouldn't be banging on the table for Cole Beasley if we never gave Cole Beasley the chance. So they looking at it from the Cowboys' perspective that they got another Cole Beasley in this mix. So shout out to Dennis Houston. My bad. I don't know why I'm saying Dennis Smith. I'm thinking of basketball. But neither here nor there. Let's go from Alabama. Landlord from the 205.
What's happening with the Law?
Nothing to it, fam.
Man, much, man. Like you were saying, we might do get some people to show up that we didn't expect, like last year.
Right.
They're like J. Ryan Curse, some amazing people that come.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling. Like you said, Dennis Houston. I like that boy Dontario Drummond. He kind of my pet cat. I really like him coming out of Ole Miss.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he can get him a shot. You know what I'm saying? Him or T.J. Vasher. I like both of them.
T.J. and Fry Fargo. Have you checked? Take a look at him.
I seen a little bit of him, not much. I know he was turning heads in OTAs or something. I heard, right?
Yeah.
But I believe we did get a little weaker on offense, but I don't think if we got a competent OC, if he can handle it, it ain't really that much of it ain't that drastic for real. I feel like all we got to do is add a little more running game, and incorporate Tony Pollard a little bit, throw him some more screens and stuff like that. We can soften the blow. It's just a matter of, I believe most people are just a little nervous with it being Kellen Moore. Get out of the street.
Most certainly. I mean, you only know him by the last interview, right? And the last interview wasn't that good for Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Or his team in general.
We got the weapons. We can add, we don't know what Jake Ferguson going to do. Maybe he different element of being a different difference maker at tight end. Now you got 2 tight ends again. Now you got 12 personnel again.
Yep, and Hendershot looking at it like, man, if I never had that DV case, in college, shoot, I probably would have been drafted. So it's an area of the unknown, man.
It's a lot of stuff. Like I said, I just did a video. I asked about 1 million questions. It's a lot of stuff to find out, and now we finally here to get these answers, man. I'm just excited. Like like last year, nobody gave Jarwin Kirk on the team. We count back. And this man can take over, be the green dot. Like that's that's the beauty of football, man. It's not all about being so sad and negative all the time, man. It's opportunity. These are young men. This is football. The game is played on the field, so we don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody knows what's gonna happen until they get out there on that field.
Until they lace them up, man, and then we gotta sit there. That's what the Cowboys did to us, man. They got us sitting there waiting, man. And it's a crafty move, but we got to sit back and wait. Now, after the first or the second preseason game, and if these wide receivers can't get open, if this can't happen, and if that don't happen, then we would hear the breaking news siren for the Cowboys to go pick up someone. But you're right.
Yeah. I'm not too big of a fan of how they operated with this, waiting so late, because you can only get what's out there, what's available at this point. But, let's just see what these young guys can do. And then,
yeah. I appreciate you, man. I think we lost connection, landlord. But man, please, man, plug your channel, man. Let everybody know what you've been doing, man. Because I think that you going to be the rookie of the year, man. Shoot, you've been grinding real hard, man. I love your videos, the intro, man. Hey, tell everybody where they can find and follow you at, man.
I appreciate that, man. Landlord from Alabama on all social media, man, on YouTube, man. I appreciate you a lot, man.
Appreciate you, man. Y'all check out my guy Landlord from Alabama, man. That's a good call right there. I just want to be able to echo this right quick. And got 9:31. All right, give me 1 second here.
The conference has been locked.
So I just want to echo this right quick. The Cowboys handled this team just the way we thought that they would handle this team. Let me get these callers out first, man. 561, and I'll break that down. 561, you live.
Yo, what's happening, Law? Jake the Great.
Jake the Great, man. What's good with you, fam?
Well, not much, man. I've been First of all, I want to say, happy new league year. You know what I'm saying? Before we start on.
Happy New Year.
You know what I'm saying? And appreciate you, man, making this off season not so long. 8 months, man. I don't know what I'd do without you and the other Cowboy community, man. So I gotta give you flowers every time. You know what I'm saying? And I want to apologize to all Cowboy community. It is my fault. Put the blame on me. I caused us to lose that 49ers game. You hear me, Law? It was my fault. Like how you said, I was talking a lot, how you said, Donkey Kong stuff, you hear me? And
yeah.
I had my on and TV turned up loud. I was making a lot of noise, and boy, so I apologize, Cowboy. I ain't going to do that no more. I ain't going to cost us the game like that. I'm going to stay focused. Now we're going into this year. I'm super excited. I know a lot of people don't like the wide receiver core, but I'm excited because I want to see what the young boys got. You know what I'm saying? I'm really excited about T.J. Vasher. I'm excited about what's his name? The dude drafted in the 3rd round.
Tolbert. Jalen.
Tolbert. Yes.
JT.
I'm excited about those young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I just want Cowboy Nation. We can't be caught up in names. Like we have people that we don't know what T.J. Vasher can turn into, and we don't know what Ty Fullback can turn into. I think we should just stop looking at these big names like DK Metcalf and all that stuff. Because remember, there was a time Miles Austin was a nobody, and then he became a Miles Austin.
True.
You know?
True. The only thing that
Well,
messed up Miles Austin's is Kardashian. He started dating Kim. I was like, no.
Yeah, and them spaghetti hamstrings. Too. If he
Yeah,
ain't had that,
spaghetti
he would've-
hamstring. Yeah.
But one thing I'm gonna say to you, I know you always have some pet cats. Who do you have? Like I know you would have your pet cats. Who do you have as like your defensive standout on that defensive line besides the few that we're
On the line.
Yeah, on the D.
Undrafted or drafted.
Whichever guy you looking at, because we know the Osas, the Nevilles, and all them. But I want to see what you're looking at on that D line. Who you got an eye on?
Well, I've told everybody Sam Williams and of course Dante Fowler as far as the edge guys, but look up Big Cat. He's a guy that pretty much was a tweener as far as his weight. And he played with Auburn line, and he was pretty good there, but time kind of escaped him, and then he had to go transfer to another school. And of course, the pandemic, it's hard to really, excel because of things are just so stretched out. So this year, look for Big Cat. I think that he can make some noise out there on that defensive line. And then, of course, that's related to the defensive line would be the linebackers. Jabril Cox is a guy that I'm high on, and Devin Harper is another guy that I hope that they can make some gritty plays to change our minds about this linebacking core. So those are the three for right now.
Oh, okay. And, I was listening to the interview with Jerry Jones yesterday. I didn't like it. I feel so bad for Mike McCarthy because it's like, imagine you go on a job and the job stinks for years. You come in there, all of a sudden revenue is up, sales is up, and they're like, you're on the hot seat. I'm 12-5. How am I on the hot seat? You guys won 4 games the year before last. It's just shocking to me that he's on the hot seat for a man that is Jason Garrett is Mr. 8-8. Sean Payton is Mr. 7-9 with 1 onside kick in the lucky Super Bowl. So, I don't know. It's just crazy with how Cowboy Nation want to kick Mike McCarthy off for the same dude the same guy.
We seen this storyline before. Wade Phillips, he only had literally 1 losing season, and during the process of that losing season, they got rid of him, right? Because some people said that he lost the locker room or what have you, but it was already pent to be Jason Garrett's spot. I want people to go back and look at Wade Phillips' record. And I'm not saying that Wade Phillips can walk on water, but he was at a spot. Can you imagine I'm hiring you to be an employee, to be a manager over a whole bunch of people, and then I pay the supervisor the same salary that you get paid? You're going to be like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm supposed to be the overseer. I'm supposed to be the end-all, be-all. But when you create division, there will always be people that will lean more on this side versus that side. And that's why I said, as above, so below. When you have dysfunctions above, it will trickle down below. And that's what we see with the Cowboys organization, unfortunately.
Right. And last thing I want to put in on the Sean Payton. Now, we know Jerry Jones, he's up there. You know how you say that tooth is very, 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 very long. So we know Steve Jones is taking control of the ship. We know that Jerry loves Sean Payton, but how does that dynamic work with Stephen Jones and Sean Payton? I think a lot of people ain't paying attention to that because I don't think Stephen Jones really has that love for Sean Payton like Jerry does.
Yeah, but, Sean Payton was the same guy that gave that quarterback over there $40 million. I forgot his name. Yeah. He gave that man $40 million. So Sean Payton, he gonna want. Sean Payton is an alpha, man. He's an alpha male, and unless Jerry Jones is pushing up daisies, I don't see Jerry Jones reaching back to Sean Payton and taking that job, because people fail to realize Sean Payton is going to reach back out to Bill Parcells and say, hey, how was it? And one of the things that Bill Parcells fought for is like, hey, can I at least pick out the groceries? If I'm gonna do all of the cooking, can I at least pick out some of the groceries? But we'll cross that bridge when it comes, man, with the Cowboys versus a new coaching staff here.
Right. Appreciate the time, man. I don't want to hold you up, man. Thank you for everything you do, Law. Be safe out there, man.
Appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed. That's my guy, man. He been following the channel for a long time. And last but not least, man, my guy Jay Versick from the 407. You live.
What's up, Law? I had a couple things. First off, I really think Jalen Tolbert is going to be the new deep threat.
Yep.
Like I just feel like he's probably got the ability. I think he's probably one of our fastest wide receivers.
Yep.
I would love to see that connection between him and Dak once to release some stress off of Gallup, because that's what they use Gallup a lot for. And Gallup even said that he wanted not to only be seen as just a deep threat kind of guy. Really can't wait to see what James Washington is going to look like. Now, my thing is, I know a lot of Cowboys Nation fans want us to go get a star player, someone who's been in the postseason, who's been there and done that. But technically, we kind of already got some players who've been there and done that. I mean, we did beat Seattle back in 2018, going into the 2019 season.
Yeah.
Dak has been there. Zeke has been there. DeMarcus Lawrence has been there. So we have players who have been in those situations. Technically, in my honest opinion, our defense wasn't the reason why we lost that playoff game. Dak had, in that 2-minute drive, Dak had a chance to go score. Again, that could have been play calling. That could have been failed opportunity. But my point about it is, our offense had plenty of chances to go get us a point, and we didn't. Our defense, I believe they shut them out in the second half of the game.
Yeah, they did. But who wasn't there? He was the quarterback coach at the time, Kellen Moore, right? In 2018, was he the quarterback coach?
I agree on that.
And what I did, Jay Versus, I went back and watched the 2017 All or Nothing, and he was the backup coach. He was the backup quarterback at that time, and I was in there like, how in the world did this? Now, I'm not throwing any shade at Kellen Moore. I really believe that Kellen Moore, will eventually. But just looking at some of the mishaps of the Cowboys is going back to this philosophy, whereas just because it's a Ferrari doesn't mean that it's going to give the production if I hand the keys off to my daughter, right? Or if I hand the keys off to someone, if that's their first car ever, right? They're not going to drive it and handle it the way it's supposed to go. But go ahead with your points there.
See, that leads to the one point I really wanted to get to was, instead of us having Mike McCarthy sit down and get with Kellen Moore, I believe it should be Dan Quinn, a defensive-minded guy, because we get into that situation of what they send for drop back 7, and then everything just fall apart.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like Dan Quinn has like an ideal match of Kellen. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. Because obviously McCarthy's like, whoever put in the plays, they're calling the plays. I really think your defense coordinators are like, hey, this ain't going to work for us going into the playoffs, because you see these guys are real physical and this is how they play. We need to team against that.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But time is everything. Dan Quinn is getting with Joe Witt Jr. and Al Harris. They have their meetings. They going over evaluating what, let's say the last game, they would evaluate everything that the 49ers do well and good at, and they try to take away those things. And Dan Quinn, I like Dan Quinn, the coordinator. I don't like Dan Quinn, the head coach.
No, I agree with you on that.
I don't like him as the head coach. I like him as the coordinator.
I was talking about more going on into this season.
Oh, in this season.
Going into this season, because if we get into that same situation of sending 4 and drop 7, and Kellen wants to call a pass play, ain't nothing changed. I mean, great. Like you always said, it's his third year calling plays. Okay, what we just went through was a 12-5 season, and during that 12-5 season, we was hit with a defensive scheme that had Kellen not been able to function, what's what I look for, change against it. So going into this offseason, hopefully Kellen learned from his mistakes, or learn how to combat against that. And my thing is, as I said, with Dan Quinn, hopefully he sat down with Kellen to help him to be able to scheme up a game plan, because if you play what the defense is giving, then the defense is always going to dictate the game, not you. Our offense needs to dictate the game and have the defense trying to adjust to it. And
I see your rationale on that. I do. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for Dan Quinn to extend himself to help out the offensive coordinator to make the necessary. What we looking for? Counterattacks, right?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be, in my opinion, Mike McCarthy's job. Yeah. But I truly believe. Well, you know what happened. Mike McCarthy was given the third degree when they were saying, why we need Mike McCarthy? We don't need Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, we don't need him. Why? Why we need him when we got the boy wonder, the genius? And Mike McCarthy was like, oh, okay, I can see and I can hear and I can know what's going on because I'm no fool. Mike McCarthy probably picked up the phone and called Wade and said, hey, man, between you and I, man, what happened? What happened when you was here? And he probably said, hey, man, Jerry phased me out this way. And he saw the writing on the wall. Mike McCarthy knows what's up. Mike McCarthy got to know what's up.
Especially since, I think it did come out that he would be more involved in the offense. So I get it from that point. I totally forgot about that. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Law. Hey, I appreciate you for your content, man. Hey, as they say, Law Nation stand up. Cowboy Nation, we going to do something good this year, man. I do believe that. I should believe that.
Yes, indeed,
all right, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. This is my guy, Jay Versick, man. He followed me on all platforms, give me insights and information. The movie that I was looking for was Time. Let me see if I can pull up this movie. Movie Time. Let me see who the actors that played in that movie. And I think I said this before. I think I used this analogy before. Y'all bear it with me, man. And the movie, come on, computer, wake up. I got Justin Timberlake played in that movie, by the way. And in this movie, in this picture, give me 1 second here. Yeah. Gotta make it look neat for y'all. Y'all know how it go. Come on, baby. Yeah. But in this movie, Time, with Justin Timberlake, money was no longer a currency. Money was no longer a need to survive. You only had time. And to make a long story short, Justin Timberlake, I believe that's his mom or what have you, whatever. That's his girlfriend. I forgot the movie altogether. But collectively, you didn't age over the age of 25. Everyone was allowed a certain amount of time to live. And what happened here, there were people who had billions of hours, billions or trillions of hours. And Justin Timberlake finally broke down that it was enough time. This was his mom, by the way, in this movie. What I'm trying to get at, because I got to do it real quickly, is that in this movie, Justin Timberlake was a poor guy. He didn't have a lot of time. And eventually he met and ran up upon a guy who had an infinite amount of time, a whole bunch of time, and they gave it to him. He kind of like gave his time to him or what have you, and he had to go through this mystery and a whole bunch of other stuff. But to make a long story short, when Justin Timberlake went to the other side where people had a lot of time, they were more reserved. They didn't really care about the small things because they knew that they had a lot of time. They didn't have to work crazy hours. They didn't have to sacrifice of tripping and falling and chipping a tooth or what have you. They was more reserved because they had an infinite amount of time. They had the unbelievable length of time. They could do pretty much anything they wanted to do, but they rarely drove cars. They rarely enjoyed themselves because they was trying to preserve their time. And I look at it like this right here with John Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, his time may not be as infinite as Stephen Jones. But Stephen Jones operate like the guys or the people that have an endless amount of time or an unbelievable length of time, whereas he can literally say, hey, I got dry powder. I got to worry about the players that's in 2025, 2026. But, baby, I come here to tell y'all, when you have a person, hear me out, when you have a person that don't have that amount of time, they are willing to do more risk. They are willing to live a little. They are willing to enjoy themselves, the cons and pros with it, and they are willing to really win. Stephen Jones operates like, hey, I cannot get fired by tomorrow. There's no way that somebody is going to move me from this spot. If we are 5-12, I got this job. If we 12-5, I got this job. If it's been 25 years, I got this job. Baby, if it's 40 years of us not being able to get back to the Super Bowl, he will forever have that spot, that role, that responsibility, and that duty to hold that spot. There's nobody that's going to be able to climb the ladder and say, hey, you know, I'm applying for this role. I'm applying for this position. I'm applying for this spot to become the general manager or the next person in charge. No. So we are now at the mercy seat of Stephen Jones, of his decisions and the way he operate and really do things. So that is what it is. So when we hear other teams make wheels and deals and move, because they don't have the time like Stephen Jones, their future is not promised to them for 2023 season, 2024 season. They can't start talking about, hey, we're going to make this move to benefit the team, but we're going to hold $23 million because we worried about paying Trayvon Diggs. No, they worried about winning their Super Bowl now. So that is the problem with the Cowboys collectively. Now, are the Cowboys doing a horrible job at this? No. We're not a team that win 1 or 2 games every year. We're competitive, we compete, but is it enough to get us over the hump? That's the story of another day, Cowboy Nation. Do you trust coaches? Jay, all day, at this point, that's the area of the unknown. I appreciate everybody, but go check out that movie. It's called Time with Justin Timberlake. He did a wonderful job in that movie. He was a risk taker. He figured out ways to beat the Illuminati in that movie, and they had enough time for everyone. But in that movie, it was unique, well thought out movie. No one aged over the age of 25. And everyone, they no longer had currency. You had time. And it goes to show you that we don't know when our time is here, but you got to live for the moment, right? You got to take a bull by his horns with Cowboy Nation. But appreciate you, Joseph. Thank you for booking the Cowboys Experience. I wish I had my bell that can go around and round and round. And by you booking for the Cowboys Experience event, hear me out. Your name will also be entered into the drawing. I believe that they're going to have a giveaway for the Jacksonville game too. So check out my Groove CowboysExperience.com, and I hope you guys have a good time, just like my guy Joseph down there in the bottom. Awesome movie, Out of Time. That's the name of the movie. Okay, appreciate you, Jake the Great. Y'all check out that movie. That's all the time that I have. Speaking of that, and if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, and lose all of your time for it, if you will just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness, or body, or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset it with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, guess what? You will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Be about. Peace.